Hey y'all, it's Vonnie with the Get Down Podcast, and we are back with another episode. If you are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share this video with anyone and everyone that you know. I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you're having a safe day. Wherever you are, tuning in to the podcast or watching the video, I hope everybody's having a great day. As you guys can see from the title of the video, this is over Caitlin Clark. Now, the story, the buzz, the news that's been going on around Caitlin is she actually was the number one pick to go to the Indiana Fever, so she's with that team now. And Angela Reese, she is with the Skytown. I don't remember the city, but she was the number one pick for them. So Caitlin, she's been kind of doing her thing, but the Indiana Fever, they kind of been declining. The last couple of games they've lost. They don't really have a good record right now. And the thing that's been spiraling recently was the video of the Skytown player. She bumped Caitlin, and a lot of people just thought it wasn't necessary. She kind of just did that because of how she was feeling at the moment. And a lot of basketball players, they do that to one another, whether it's the WNBA, or the NBA with the men. I mean, everybody does the little shoveling thing because they be upset. They get all in each other's grills. They get, in each other's face and stuff. But a lot of people do feel it wasn't called for. Some people said, yeah, it was called for. I mean, it was cool that she did that pretty much. So, Caitlin, she's not really having the time of her life right now. Like, people wished upon her after she got drafted by the Fever. It's not really going good for the team, her too specifically, but for the team overall, it's just not really going good. And a lot of people giving their feedback on just things that have led up to this point. So we're going to read a little bit of this article to see what CNN had to say about it, okay? Caitlin Clark, as WNBA upgrades foul on Fever star to a flagrant, Indiana GM calls on league to clean up targeting action. Again, that mostly has to do with the video clip. Oh, that's her name, Kennedy Carter, when she had bumped Caitlin, and then Caitlin fell to the floor and all like that and stuff. So that's pretty much the targeting action that the GM is referring to. Okay. CNN, Chicago Sky guard Kennedy Carter has been at the center of social media firestorm for her off-ball foul against Caitlin Clark in the third quarter of the game against Indiana Fever Saturday. Many critics argue that Carter appeared to go out of her way to throw her hip and shoulder into Clark, whose back was turned and who tumbled to the ground after the foul. So, boom. And then Caitlin is just like that. Now, she's kind of like, whoa, what just happened? Like they said, a lot of critics think she went out of her way to do that. What was it called for? Mainly because of the foul, probably because of something else. But they did have Angela Reese speak. Well, I'll say that a little bit later. I'm going to say something about Angela Reese too, but I'm going to say that a little bit later. A day later, the WNBA upgraded the foul call against Carter to a flagrant one, which the league defines as unnecessary and or excessive contact committed by a player against an opponent. Clark's Fever team went on to defeat the Sky 71-70 in the hard-fought game. Afterwards, Carter refused to address the foul, telling reporters, "I ain't answering no Caitlin Clark question." She just said it like that. "I ain't answering no Caitlin Clark question." That's a lot of C's and Q's. They all kind of sound the same. Fever's general manager, Lynn Dunn, posted on X suggesting there's a difference between tough defense and unnecessary targeting action. It needs to stop. The league needs to clean up the crap. That's not who this league is, continued Dunn on X. CNN has contracted the WNBA for comment. For her part, Clark said of the foul in her post-game media conference, this is what she said: "It is what it is. I feel like I'm just at the point where you accept it and don't retaliate. Just let them hit you, be what it is. Don't let it get inside your head and know what's coming." And point blank, she gave a more calm response. She didn't really go into detail. Pretty much, it is what it is. People gonna do it this way. People gonna do it that way. and let them do that and keep moving on, keep moving forward. I think at this point, I know I'm going to take a couple of hard shots a game, and that's what it is. I'm trying not to let it bother me and just stay in the game and stay in what's important, because usually it's the second person that gets caught if you retaliate, which is true. Now look at the first person, but it's mainly the second person too. Now they did have Angela Reese speak in on it and stuff regarding a racial thing, because Kennedy Carter's black, Caitlin Clark is white. That's the reason she did it. They were kind of giving the feedback on it. Angela Reese had a part to say in it that a lot of things that we do, and not just mainly because of the basketball, a lot of things that we do, sports-wise, whatever career-wise you do, it's going to be some kind of tension where the racism is going to be a factor in it somehow, whether they make it a big issue or whether they make it a small issue. The word racism is going to be in the picture somehow. Whatever side of the audience looks at it, that depicted word is always going to be floating around. That's pretty much what Angela Reese was saying when they did get her feedback on what happened between the two. That's pretty much what it is. And this is still Caitlin talking. So I'm just trying to stay in the game and focus on my team and focus on what's important. And she ended her response right there when they had interviewed her. However, Fever coach Christy Sides later took to social media to demand the WNBA take action over the unacceptable situation. Carter's teammate Angela Reese, who was seen clapping and hugging Carter after the foul, was fined $1,000 by the WNBA for refusing to make herself available to the media following the game, the league also announced on Sunday. So Angela Reese was clapping. She was happy that actually happened to her. And, sometimes you have to let little beefs go. You got to let arguments go. Let it be what it is. You still want to hold a grudge? That's never going to get you anywhere, sister. It ain't never going to get you anywhere, brother. At all. Nowhere. And, for her to just be clapping because she pushed Caitlin down to the ground, I mean, come on now. That's kind of childish in my opinion. It is. You shouldn't be clapping for that. I mean, why would you do that? Why? It doesn't matter. It's still a tough physical game that all the players have to play. And like I said, when it comes to this, whether you're on the court or the field, it's business. Outside of that, y'all enjoy each other. Y'all hang out. Y'all cuss each other out. Do whatever. Y'all enjoy each other. But when you're on the field, the court, the arena, whatever it is inside the stadium, that is business. And we frenemies at this point. We're not friends. We are frenemies at this point. But they did fine her $1,000. Like, she ain't got the money to pay that. She do. I'm just stating she does. Because she's getting up there now. Angela Reese got $1,000. Oh, that ain't nothing here. I'm just going to go ahead and pay it out. That's nothing. But she shouldn't have took it to the further cause of clapping after she's seen that happen. Come on, Angel, come on now. Be better. Be more matured in the head. That wasn't called for. The Sky organization was also fined $5,000 for failing to ensure that all players comply with league media policies. So that also goes into that she didn't want to make herself available to answer any questions after the game. And I mean, you can't really fine them for that. If a player really don't feel like answering questions, they're just not going to. That's point blank. You can't really force answers out of them. If they don't want to go to the press box and sit down at the table with the microphone and talk, that's up to them. They don't necessarily have to do that. It's good to get feedback from them so they can give the fans something to see when they're saying this is how the game was, we're going to bring this next time, yada yada, whatever the case is. But when you don't comply, obviously you're going to get fined. And that's what happened here. Physical play, intensity, and a competitive spirit are hallmarks of Chicago Sky basketball. Kennedy got caught up in the heat of the moment in an effort to win the game. Sky head coach Teresa Weatherspoon said in a statement released on Monday, "She and I have discussed what happened and that it was not appropriate, nor is it what we do or who we are. Kennedy understands that there are better ways to handle situations on the court, and she will learn from this, as we all will. As a team, we will grow together and continue to work hard to display strong leadership and set a positive example for our competitors, fans, and partners. The Fever fell to 2-9 on the season after a 104-68 loss to the New York Liberty on Sunday. Clark, who was 1 for 10 shooting, finished with 3 points. So, like I said, with their record right here, 2-9 on the season, that's not really good. You know, when you get drafted to a team, you're supposed to be the starter of the team. You're supposed to bring the oomph to the team. You're supposed to be the main headline of the team. Not in every case, not in every situation is that going to happen. Not every case. But what happens sometimes is we as the fans or the people that love watching them, even as the sports commentators and broadcasters, like what I'm doing and what I'm going to do, we will big head a player so much that when their star and their fan and their fame, when all of that comes, when they get to a specific team, now that spirit, that moment, it kind of dies down a bit. They're no longer the star of the team because they're not progressing like all of us said they would. It happens sometime. Majority of the time it don't. And it could be, depending on how long you're with the team, the first 2 seasons, they may be the rough time because you're not going to have the best record, depending on the team that you win. But as you progress more, your record becomes better with the team. And for the Fever to be 2-9, and they got Caitlin Clark, and that was a number 1 draft pick. I mean, I'm sure they coach is just looking at Caitlin like, did I make a mistake? It's not no shade to anybody. It's not no shade to anybody that loves Caitlin Clark and is following, just following her. It's not. But you got to wonder as a coach, like, man, we are 2-9. Like, did we make the right decision picking this girl as our number 1, numero uno, mi amigos, numero uno, mi amigos? Did they make the right decision with making her the first pick? So there's a lot of stuff to take into this consideration. They don't harp on this kind of issue a lot with the men, but when it comes to the women, it's different. It's just different. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a fat thumbs up. Share this video too with anyone and everyone that you know, especially the people that love the basketball. Leave a comment down below. Give me feedback. What do y'all think about all of this stuff that's just circling around her? It's circling around the team right now. What is the feedback? Give me feedback. Talk to me in that comment section below, okay? And while you're at it, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you can be notified every time I drop videos on this channel. And if that is all, always remember to stay prayed up and stay blessed. And I will see you guys in the next episode.